Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Hello, Shadowcat back with more Star Trek Cosmoteer. God, I'm not looking forward to this one. I really don't want to do this. I'm not going to lie. I really don't want to do this right now. The last time we were here, we entered a brand new system. We are in the Icor Dexo system. And we've already ran into the first tier 15 ships. More importantly, though, not only did we run into a few of them, we destroyed a couple. However, the Akira's gone. And I've made the decision that the Akira will not come back. There is absolutely no reason to bring the Akira back anymore. It's gone. It's done. There is still a crew member over here, so we're going to bring them back. We'll turn off symmetry. We'll do that. We'll slap that in right there. The only survivor of this ship. We have rebuilt this ship so many times. So many damn times. Alright, send him to the Enterprise. We're not doing it anymore. I don't know why it is. The last fight broke me. Okay? When that ship literally bypassed everything else that we had, exposed its flank, showed us the great big gaping weak spot, just to go and kill the Akira. That was my clue. The Akira cannot stay. I don't know why. I don't know what the big deal is. I don't understand why everything wants that ship dead so much, but congratulations, you win. It's gone. So what are we going to do now? Well, we need another ship. We need another ship. And so that's what we need to do. Now, one of the things that I have wanted to do for a while now is to build a Yamato. That is a Enterprise D kinda class. If I've got the specs here, let me see if I can pull this up. So we're going to go to Memory Beta, the Galaxy class, and we'll look this up. So the Galaxy class, of course, everybody knows that the Galaxy class is famous for the Enterprise. The Galaxy class has, for an armor, for a crew, it's got over 1,000, but we're not going to have over 1,000 people, I hope. Let's see, cruising speed, armaments. So it has anywhere from 12 to 14 phaser arrays and 3 torpedo launchers. And other than that, it's a Galaxy class. We don't want just a Galaxy class. We want to have something big, something brutish. Something that'll go toe-to-toe with everything we've got out here and absolutely annihilate it. That's what we need to work on here. So, we are going to do just that. Now, I am absolutely sure we will not have enough resources here to do this. But we're going to try it anyway. So we're going to turn on blueprint mode, we're going to turn on symmetry, and we're going to try to build ourselves a Yamato. First things first, we need to start at like the center and then make our way out. And one of the first things that we need to do is shields. And the reason I say that is because if you go for extra large, it has to go like right in the middle here. That should probably be good. Is that good? Alright, that seems good. Alright, so that's the exact center that we got to work from. Now, the saucer section of the Enterprise D, or rather of the Galaxy class as a whole, is not round. It's oblong. It's wider than it is long. So we've got some room to spread out to the sides a little bit. Now that we know that this is the center, this is probably going to go towards the back of the saucer section. Probably. We're going to go ahead and we're going to try to build the interior of this before we try to build the outside. So we're going to go ahead and... how do we want to do this? Let's grab the bridge. Now, the bridge does not connect to that. So we can put that there. We could put a large reactor in between them. But I kind of think we can get by using plasma tubes. That should work out just fine, actually. So we can actually take the bridge, drag that down like that, and that should be good. Now, normally, this is where I would go ahead and put sensors on. I would attach them like that. Tractor beams. Actually, tractor beams will fit nicely right there. We can transfer in and out. We'll fill all this in. Okay, and using these plasma tubes, you can go in and out through there. I do think that I want to put... I do think I'm going to put a power generator in here just as an addition. Just in case. Probably right here. Closer to the doors that lead into the tractor beams. Okay. So that should take care of our command section. Oh, we will also need to have a warp core. We could put a large warp core in here. Yeah, that works. We could also leave some space there. Nah, we'll butt it right up against it. It's got the doors to accommodate, so we'll do it. So, great big warp core. Okay, now. The Yamato, I think, is very comparable to the aircraft, the A-10 Warthog. Being that the A-10 Warthog was not built, or it did not have guns installed. They had a gun, and then they built a plane onto it. In a similar fashion, the Yamato has this spinal lance. Now, here's how this is going to work. The spinal lance is technically a phaser lance, and so we need to pick a color here. We'll take the yellow one. And this is going to go... let's call it right there, maybe. I think we can call it right there. And then we're going to need to have these ion emitters. So we can't put it right here because, you know, that. But we can put them right here. We'll need to have power generators in between them. We can do that, that, and that. And we can't really fit another one in there. Not very well, anyway. Okay, that should be fine. Next, we're going to take more of these yellow ones. Come on, let me go. Put that there, put that there, put that there. All right, so we have 12 of these emitters that are going to be combining in. So 2 into this one, 2 into this one, 2 into this one. And I don't remember exactly how the math works out on that, but they will go all the way into here and then shoot out the front. All right. Now that we've got that, these things are going to need to have power. Power is going to come from these, I think. Or maybe we could do it with tubes. Can we do it with plasma tubes? Cool. Okay. However, I also need crew for these, so why don't we go ahead and fill in this area with those? Perfect. I love it. And special. You can't put this stuff behind engines, but you can put it in front of beams. So we can do that. There we go. Now, these will come down here because we want to be able to walk straight through. We can get these quad bunks and put these up here. Should be fine. And in front of the cockpit here, I do want to put some armor, because these things do explode when they're damaged. So we'll do that. So already we're getting things a little bit wide here, which is good. That's what we wanted. Now, it's important to remember, Galaxy class has 12 to 14 phaser arrays and 3 torpedo launchers. So we're going to need to have 2 torpedo launchers forward. And that's going to have to be some kind of array. So let's work on that next. So if we want to have tri-cobalt torpedoes, we got to use a regular torpedo launcher. Okay? And this, of course, is going to have to be protected. So it's going to need to have its own security shields. However, given the things that we're fighting, maybe we need to have more security shields. So what if we had overlapping security shields like that? That should keep it extra protected. Of course, it's going to need to have a magazine. So, the smallest magazine that we can give it is going to be these. Then, we need to have some phasers. Now, at 12 phasers, that means that we could put 3 phasers on all sides. But it did also say that the Galaxy class held up to 14. So if we did 3 forward, 3 aft, we could have 4 on the sides. Or we could reverse that, which is what I think we're going to do. We're going to reverse that. We're going to put 4 on the front. We need to move these a little bit. Also, let's set these to tri-cobalts. Now, what if we took these phaser arrays, we put them right there? I like it. Put that right there, and that is a very, very intimidating array. I like it. That's a lot. It really is. But is it enough? I'm going to say no. It's not enough. So let's go ahead and we're going to get some of these dual... We're going to see these dual point defense. We'll put those up front. And then, where do we go from here? That should be pretty good, I think. So, let's go ahead and select this, and we'll figure out where we're going to put it. So, we know we got to leave that opening corridor. But we could plug it right on here, I think. We could put doors here, here, and even right there. That works fine. Alright, I think that looks good. What about this area in here, though? Well, first off... let's see. I wonder what would happen if we offset these. Would it make any difference? I'm not sure. And I'm also not willing to take any chances. Okay, so what we're going to do is this. I'm going to go ahead and... Barracks? Yeah. We're going to get a barracks. We're going to put a barracks right here. Okay, we'll put a barracks right there. Up here, we're going to run this forward. And we're going to run this right across there. Okay, so this, of course, is going to be the main chute out. That should work fine. So that'll give us our phaser lance. We can just fill this in. And then we can put triple armor on the front of this thing. This ship is going to be pretty enormous. Not gonna lie. It's going to be kind of beastly. So we'll have to be kind of careful about how we do this. But now that we got this in here, we're up to 116 capacity out of a recommended 194. I don't think we need to put any additional residences up here. So we'll fill that in. And then we'll get to work on the sides. So if we've got 4 phasers forward, we can do 4 phasers backwards and 3 on the sides. So let's get to work on making a triple phaser array to go on the sides. First off, we're going to need to have like some serious security on the sides. So first things first, we're going to start with this. Okay. Now, I want to put some additional security on the side of this thing to help further protect it. Right there would be pretty perfect. So that's what we're going to do. And we'll go ahead and put a plasma tube right between them. There we go. That's perfect. I love it. Now, next up, we need some phasers, and we'll need some defenses. That's pretty much all it's going to go here is going to be phasers and defenses. So, phasers. We can put one there. Put one there. But then, it doesn't really fit well here. No, it does not. So, what if What if we broke with the rules and we say, what if we do like 4 on each side? So we'll have 4 forward, 4 aft, 4 starboard, and 4 port. I mean, that could work. We could put it right here, I think. Put 1 there, 1 there. Alright, now what does this do for us? Well, we're going to need to have these. Because they can go on either side. So we got that. We're also going to need to have some more power, so let's get some more plasma tubes. Put that there, that's fine. Fill this in, fill this in. There we go. Now, there are some dead spots in here, which I think that we can use to our advantage. So back here in defenses, we do need fire extinguishers, but we can keep those in closer to the hull. For right now, I'm going to grab these point defense turrets. Now I'm going to point one that way, and over here, that way, and that way. So that should help. So we've got the big shield, the big dome shield, which should stop most things. Once that drops, we have redundant shields behind it. They should protect the large shield generator until it can come back online. And then it just needs to have armor. But we can make the armor work later, I think. For now, let's move this into position and see where we can. See, I can't put it that close. But that is pretty much perfect right there. I think that works. Yeah, I think that's going to work out really well. Alright, then let's go ahead and connect things up. And we're still within the building. We still have enough materials to build this, actually. We can just press the button and make it go right now. Which is pretty impressive. No doubt due to all the scrap that we have around here right now. Okay, so now that we got that, we need to have propulsion. And we need to have a lot of it. So I'm talking like advanced impulse engines and 4 of them over here at a minimum. So if we do that and that, that's pretty good right there. I rather like that. I think that's pretty good. We could even put another one back here like this. Bump that up to 6. Because this is going to be a heavy ship. Oh, it's also going to need to have, oh, and I forgot this. We're going to need to have maneuvering thrusters. That's okay. We can actually put those over here. It'll be fine. For maneuvering thrusters... Oh, and by the way, Cosmoteer did update, so now there's a lot of stuff down here that I don't have. We have new thruster nozzles, we have extenders, we have fuel pods. Don't have any of that unlocked yet. It's okay, though. It's okay. We're going to grab... Probably not the huge thrusters, no. But we'll grab these. We'll put those on either side there. Now, I'm not going to worry about the retro thrusters because we will put drag thrusters on the back. Kind of like what we did with the Akira. So they will just be forward facing, but we'll put them back here. So that should be fine. Since we're in the design phase still, I am actually going to do this. I'm going to put that right there. Is it kind of cheating? It's kind of cheating. Honestly, though, I don't care right now. So there we go. And people can come and go through here as they need to. Alright, that more or less takes care of the saucer section. So let's kind of round things out a little bit here. And I know this is like not what you're supposed to do, but I'm going to use single blocks anyway. Okay, and then that can actually stay open. And that takes care of all that. We'll fill that in. So now there's another walkway through here. We can put fire extinguishers down here. Yeah, if we put doors in there and there, we can actually go ahead and put fire extinguishers right there. So that'll be super good. The problem I have back here with this is it is going to be kind of exposed. And that is a straight shot right into the bridge. Not thrilled with it, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I can just build around it. Okay. That's the first layer. Second layer. And this is why we're going to need to have 6 engines. And then third layer. Now, to be fair, and to just kind of even things out a little bit, or not even things out, but make things look a little bit better, we're going to do this, I think. No. These. We'll do those. And then on the outside here, I think we can do that, that, and there we go. That doesn't look too bad. We can round things out there. Is it saucer-shaped? Not really. It's really flat on the front. That's like super flat on the front. But the reason I put this here is because I am going to put a this here. That will allow us to direct this a little bit. However, it's not going to last very long. But that's fine, because once that is gone, they're going to have a hard time reaching this. Speaking of, actually, we could better protect it. I mean, I could put this right there. We could also put this right here. Yeah, I like this. We could put that right there. We could actually back this thing up a little bit, so maybe it wouldn't be so exposed. Yeah, that actually does cover it. Okay, that's good. So it's got some protection now. It has a little bit more protection. Speaking of protection, we have this gap here. And so what I think I'm going to do... I'm going to put a fire extinguisher up here. And... I'm going to put more point defense up here. Now, how do I make this a little bit better? I have an idea. What if we did this and this? Then we could do that. Oops. Undo. There we go. Alright, that rounds things out a little bit. But it's still pretty... Still pretty blocky. There's only so much that I can do. I'm doing my best here. But that is pretty rough. And the most I can think of would be... I don't know. I could try doing the same thing. So we could do that. Followed by... Well, no, I'd have to bring it down here, I guess. So then this would have to come down by 1. And then that goes there. Actually, that's not the worst thing in the world. What if I did this instead? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay, but we can't do it like that. We have to use some of this stuff with structure. So we'll do that. Followed by one of these, followed by one of those. Okay. And then we just fill the rest of this in with structure. It also means, though, that this can actually come back down here, which will better protect it. It's still pretty flat on the front. There's only so much I can do with that, though. I can't really do anything more. Back here... That's going to go like that. That'll go there. Yeah, that's how that went before. And then we'll let this kind of curve down. Actually, we'll go ahead and we'll put the 45-degree piece there. You can put that there. And then this will come up here. And that's good until we get to roughly here. That goes there. That goes there. Okay. We will fill the rest of this in with armor. We are short on diamonds now, though. So we'll have to go buy more of those, if we can. I guess those extra shields we put up here put us over the limit. That's fine, though. If we leave this here, is there any carbon around here that we can make more? Oh, we're actually full up on diamonds. Wow, we're going through a lot of diamonds then. In that case... Oh, wow, I never fixed you. Okay, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have you transfer some diamonds. Send these to the Enterprise. Send 90 of them. Yeah, that's fine. So you hold on to these diamonds. And we will make more if we can. Can we not? I guess not. Where's the diamond factory? Thought it was pretty small. Oh, right there. Diamond smelter. Okay, yeah. We do actually need to have more, more carbon. Actually, one thing that we should be doing is just salvaging everything around here. So you guys take care of that while we continue working on this. Alright, so the Enterprise is looking a little weird, not gonna lie. But let's get to work on the engineering section. Now we've already got the warp core, which means that the engineering section is going to consist of 3 things. Number 1, the actual engineering hull, which will need to have 1 torpedo launcher and 4 phasers, and then the 2 nacelles. So let's start making a very linear but compact assault array. So we need to have a torpedo launcher. Okay? Much like in the front, it needs to be well protected. Okay? We got that. Now the others need to have the magazine. But the others that we built had only 2 phasers. This one will have more. We want to try to keep this as compact as possible. So what if we move these back a little bit? Because we can do this, and then this. So nothing there is really interfering with anything. The only other alternative I see would be to actually line these up. That'll limit the range of the ones in the back. We're going to try that, actually. Now, we need to have a place to put the actual control centers. But that's fine. If we split these up like this, does that work? So these control centers we need to put in like this. We need to have power up here. We could put that there. Now, what does this do for us accessibility-wise? So people can easily transit all the way up these. They can just literally walk from one to the next. And once they're in their location, I mean, they're set. They're where they need to be. So you can walk straight up here, right through the fusion core, which is feeding both of these. Enter into this phaser array, enter into the magazines, where you get back to the torpedo, which needs to be a tricobalt. Okay, and it's got 2 phasers, or 2 shields around it, which is good. It's really good. However, it needs more defenses. Now, this right now is actually perfectly in line with the warp core. We can take this thing and, like, butt it right up against it. But we also need to have some active defense. So I'm thinking defensive turrets. But where can we put them? They cannot go up here. I got it. I got it. Okay, I know exactly where we're going to put this. So, this, as a whole, should be able to go right there. Oh, actually, it's a little bit narrower. Wait, is there no... Oh, there we go. But these are still invalid? What, are they too close? Do I have to extend this even further? Okay, hold on. Let me try this. Cut. And cut. This might actually solve all of my problems. Okay. Is this okay now? That's okay. Alright, that's actually perfect. Point defense turrets. Facing backwards. We got those. We can add in some additional point defense going either way, that way. Then, we'll turn off symmetry for a moment. We'll just add some fire extinguishers there. And that's looking pretty good. Alright. I think this is good for... I think this is good for the back. Now, we need to have armor back here. But I think we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, nacelles. This thing is enormous, and so it's going to need some big nacelles. We're going to get these large... Can I take these large warp nacelles? These things... This is going to make it difficult, because... These things are 3 wide, but, like, there's nothing else. Because if we do this... The only other things that we can put back here would be these small impulse engines. These aren't really going to do us a whole lot of good. So, we're not going to do that. We'll have to go with these 2x9 warp nacelles. Alright, so that's going to take care of that. But it's going to be more than that. Because we're going to need to have more impulse engines. Actually, before we do this, let's get rid of those. First off, let's make the nacelle struts. Okay? So we know that we're going to need that. We know that we're going to need that. Okay, and this is a given. And so normally, we would just run this through here like this, and we would have a gap in here, but what I think we're going to do this time around, we're going to fill that gap. We're going to fill that gap. Now, without power here to really reinforce it, it's not going to last that long. But that's okay. It might not need to. But this, we should be able to plug into just about anything. So we'll go ahead and just put that in like that. And now we need the nacelles. So again, we're going to grab these 2x9s. I mean, maybe. We could... Well, we're also going to need storage around here. We were using storage on the... or the nacelles for storage on the Akira. I also need to put the drag thrusters in as well. But they'll be easy. I mean, that'll be super simple. Putting in drag thrusters will be easy. So, no worries there. Unless I added the drag thrusters to the nacelles. That's an option. That's not a bad option either. Also, how true are we staying to our Yamato? Interestingly enough, with the Yamato, in fact with the Galaxy class as a whole, the connection point for the nacelles, I mean the struts basically come off the very end of the ship. It's almost flat across the back. In fact, it's more than almost flat, it's almost concave across the back. To the point where, actually, it would look a little bit something like this. So, with that in mind... Okay, with that in mind, we can take these, and we can put these right down here. That's not bad. Which means then we can take these, and these will have to go right about there. Oh, they must be done salvaging up there. Hold on, let's check. How are we doing over here? We're refilling a lot of diamonds, that's for sure. Alright, I guess you guys are good. Yeah, you guys tore practically everything apart over here. Alright, time for this ship. Go ahead and bring the fanged freighter over here. How's this ship doing resource-wise? Oh, I can't tell because of invalid blueprints. That's fine, actually. That's fine. We'll deal. Go ahead and harvest everything over here. Alright, let's see if we can put this together. So, for starters, this stuff can go away. For starters, let's go ahead and put... Well, actually, they're pretty... The nacelles are pretty flat. Well, not pretty flat, but pretty rounded. So we'll do that instead. We can put that there. And then we can actually make this a little bit bigger. So we can do that. Which actually works out because now we can actually lace this armor. Lacing armor is not something I usually pay too much attention to, but in this case, it's certainly not hurting anything. Now, there's only one way in and out of here, so this has to be the entrance point. Which means that if our main cross is over here, then this has to be lined up with this. So cut and move. That actually works really well right there. Okay. It also means that we're going to have to really bring this in up here, too. That shouldn't be that hard, though. It should not be that hard. We just need... there. Okay, that looks good. Okay, actually, one thing. If we're not going to put anything in here but storage, we can actually make these bigger. I know, I should have done this before. But now that I kind of have a better idea what I'm doing, we'll do that. Honestly, not too much is going to change. So let's armor this thing up again. So we'll go ahead and weave that armor. We'll do that. Yep, it's going to weave the same way just like last time. Perfect. And then one right there to finish that up. Now, here's what we're going to do. I know that the nacelles are usually a hot target, but all the same, I'm going to put a fusion reactor right there. And then we'll put storage up as far as we can. Oh, I also see a spot that I missed. Okay, invalid blueprints, that's these. Let's fix that. We're still short on diamonds. Alright, we'll fill all that in. We are still short on diamonds. We have 137, we need 147, so we're not that short. Alright, bring the Fanged Freighter over here, we have more salvage. Go ahead and knock that out. Also, I just noticed the Excelsior over here is damaged too. Looks shockingly similar to a tricobalt torpedo. Alright. So, from here, we are just going to go ahead and put storage in here. That's these. That should be good. That's lots of storage. We will go ahead and lace this armor all the way up. Good. Do the same thing on the other side. Again, normally I don't pay that much attention to armor lacing, but given what we're up against here, I don't know. Also, this is suggesting a crew of 304. I haven't added any extra beds yet. Kind of forgot about those. It's gonna be fine. I'll figure that out. There's actually a lot of room in here that I could probably squeeze some more rooms in. And like, I really do mean that. I think that I could squeeze some rooms in. So it shouldn't be that big of a problem. In particular, these dormitories have 4 doors on them. So we could very easily just do this and move them on down. So, I mean, that puts up to 244 right there. So you just pass right through all these dormitories to get to wherever it is you need to go. I could even put another one right here. Alright, there we go. That's beautiful right there. A barracks. I can't put one right there. The doors don't line up properly. However, one thing that I could do would be a dormitory followed by a quad bunk. That works out pretty well. That puts up to 280. So, still not bad. Alright, anyway, back to armor. Need that there. We need retros. And I think we're going to accomplish that with a couple of advanced impulse engines just pointed the other direction. Reverse doesn't necessarily have to be fast, it just has to stop us. We are not meant to reverse and kite. So yeah, that should be good. Okay then, let's cap these nacelles off. So we'll do that. And we'll grab these pieces. Put that right there. And that doesn't look too bad. It's not too great, but it's not too bad either. Now, as for the rest of this, because we got to fill this in too. Right there, I think. I also got to bring all this down too. Let's do that first. So there we go. Lots of armor there. And that means that this could just easily go like that. Perfect. So the other things really missing around here are some fire extinguishers and some maneuvering thrusters. Maneuvering thrusters don't have to be too big. I think we can plug these in right here. And we'll even do that. We'll add 2 of them just to help with maneuvering. So we got quad thrusters there. We got quad thrusters up here. We've got a total of 8 advanced impulse engines forward. We've got 4 phasers forward, 4 phasers port starboard, 4 phasers aft. The aft doesn't really have as big or as far to go, or as good a range, I should say. The only thing missing right now is we do not have torpedo manufacturing, which is something that we need. So we're going to need antimatter conversion, which I think can go probably like right here. And then torpedo factories, which I think can go right there. We still have access to everything in here. Through here into the control room, through here into torpedoes. Everything here should be pretty good. However, now we're running up on problems. We are now short 150 tritanium. And we are short about 100 hypercoils. Not great, but also not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. What do we have for storage over here? Not a lot. Defiant? Now, the Defiant basically doesn't have any storage on it at all anyway. So, that was maybe a bad thing to look at. We're already filled up on as much tritanium as we can get here and as much hypercoils as we can get here. Is that all we have around here? I think it is. Okay, well, how are we doing on tritanium ore? Lots of tritanium, but I don't see any tritanium ore. But let's see if we can get like a full cargo bay, and maybe I can assign some additional space around here. Same thing for hypercoils. Hypercoils, we just need to have coils and what was it? Oh, coils and copper. Okay, so let's see what we can do about both of those. Iron. Here we go. Copper right there. And there's a small tritanium asteroid. It won't net us much, but it'll net us a little bit. Copper, however, is plentiful. And we're full up on coils already, so all the copper we pick up is going straight into storage. That's good. A little bit of tritanium. That... Ah, okay, that went straight to the factory. There's a medium copper asteroid over here. Oh, as well as more wreckage. Okay. Yeah, the wreckage around here, it's just enormous. But we'll see what we can get out of those. I don't know how much more tritanium we can get, but let's take a look at what we can do here. So all carbon goes there, all tritanium ore goes there, all dilithium goes here. Here's what I want to do. I don't care about this dilithium. Hypercoils, let's go ahead and turn symmetry off. I want to do more of that. And, oh, excuse me, try steel. Let's see what this does for us. Okay, now we can bring in some more stuff. Looks like more coils. Do we still need more tri-steel? I think we do. Let's also get this. We might pull a little bit more tri-steel out of here. Could you imagine being on that salvage team with those giant lasers shooting right past you? I feel like that'd be scary as hell. Okay. We're full up again. Let's come back over here and see what that does. See what we still need. Because we're just about ready to build here. We are just about ready to build. Although my numbers aren't changing here. Is the ship here yet? I guess it is here yet. What do we still need? Diamonds. Still need 10 of those. And tri-steel. Still need 100 of that. I feel like we need more storage space. Can we do that? Can we just add a little bit more storage space? I feel like we can. Let's just select everything here and just snip. 2, 3, 4. Right there like that. And now let's go ahead and put symmetry back on. Oh, shouldn't have moved that. There we go. This is only going to cost us steel, and we have plenty of it right now. Okay, we got that. Now, before we get too crazy here, I want tri-steel in here. I want hypercoils in there. And dilithium crystals in there. Okay? Now sort. Alright. We still need to have more carbon then. We still need more carbon. We still need more tri-steel. Copper. I just need a big C. And I mean, this all should be pretty safe. We've already been through here. Small copper, small copper. There's a medium copper up there. Probably not going to hurt us. I didn't go very far. But that should get us more hypercoils, I think. Yep, they're working the hypercoils. Oh, there's a large titanium asteroid down here that we can make tri-steel with. Perfect! That's exactly what we needed right now. So go ahead and get that. That should take care of our tri-steel needs. Now we just need that carbon. Should be somewhere around here. We didn't pass any asteroid fields, did we? No, we did not. Alright, sensors on full then. We need to find carbon. Copper, copper. Come on, any carbon at all? Ah! There's one. It's a medium carbon asteroid. We only need 10 more diamonds. I don't know how much carbon it takes to make a diamond. We'll see if this does it. Yeah, not much out of that. Yeah, it's not the best haul we've had. Let's try to find one more. Just one more carbon asteroid. And hopefully I don't run into anything too unpleasant out here. Because if the fanged freighter gets caught out here alone, there is nothing that's going to save it. So just fingers crossed. We just need a little bit more carbon. I see copper, iron, crystals, more copper, lots of copper. Okay, there's a hostile signature. That is our cue to turn around. Seems like a roamer. Okay, then. We don't go that way. We'll come back and explore a little bit in the other direction. Or we try to head down to this signal, which is probably a base. Just given the position. But I can't be sure. Alright, keep an eye out for anything copper. Well, actually, while we're here, do we have enough? No, we do not have enough yet. We're still 30 tri-still short, and we still need 6 more diamonds. Ah, this is rough. Alright, so we're going to be pushing boundaries here. This is not the ship to do it in. There's a carbon asteroid there, though. Okay. It's not a lot, but it's something. Hostile target. Turn around, come home. I feel like we're pinned down here. We're trapped. Not a fan. What did that get us? We have only 140 diamonds. Not good. Not good at all. There's a whole lot of signals over here. Okay, here's what we're going to have to do. This is going to be the new ship. Okay? And we're going to have to try for one of these signals and see if this is, in fact, a space station. If it is a space station, maybe we can buy the supplies we need. If it's not a space station, we could be in a lot of trouble. It's a space station. Okay, then. Risky, but it paid off. Slow things down. And everyone just hold your position. Let's contact them. Alright. So, visit the I-Core Dexo system. We got that. What else do we got? Did we achieve anything? We did actually achieve something. We got that one. We got that one. Mission completed. Oh, and we got a little bit of fame out of that one, too. That's good, because we're going to need to have crew. Unfortunately, they've got a pretty significant amount of crew over here. So that's good. But more importantly, I need tri-steel and diamonds. And I guess we're going to need to wait here for another trade chip to show up to see if we can buy some more. Okay, then. We'll also buy hypercoils, too, just in case. So, we didn't get the ship built yet, but it is planned out. All we need now is the materials, and we can bring it to life. Then, we just need to get it here to this station so we can put some crew on it. And hopefully, with a little bit of luck, we will have a brand new flagship to send out here. Something with enough power in the main gun to match or exceed what we're fighting here. That's the idea, at least. So, we'll wait. We'll pick up the materials we need. We'll go back. We'll rebuild, or we'll build the new ship. And we'll get out there. So, if you want to see the new Yamato in action, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. That way you get notified whenever these videos come out. If you know somebody else who is also into Star Trek or shipbuilding, like in Cosmoteer, share this video with them. Otherwise, though, if you're just like me, and you feel bad about what happened to the Akira, then leave a like on the video, leave comments down below, and I will see you next time for more Star Trek Cosmoteer. And until then, take care.